Welcome to the Ponder on That podcast, where we talk about mental health, our goals, self-confidence, self-love, and many more various topics. In every episode, we will be giving advice that we can apply practically in our everyday lives. I'm Saffron King. Let's begin. Hey guys, so we're here with the beautiful Indigo Marshall, a singer from the UK. So Indigo, tell us about yourself. Who is Indigo and what do you do?
Hi everyone. I am Indigo Marshall. I'm a singer from Birmingham in the UK. I just sing to the soul, man. I just like giving my stories out and putting that in song and making sure hoping that it touches those who listen to it. I've performed live for a big majority of my life. And in 2019, I released my first single and I've just been preparing myself, just developing my craft for the hope that I'm going to give you guys a body of music real soon. And that is me kind of in a nutshell, very small nutshell.
Amazing. No, thank you for that. And how did you get into music and how did you know it was for you?
Well, to be honest, music has always been a part of my life and I feel like it has been for everyone. I was just more that person when I was a child to just sing everything all the time. So that's kind of how I got into it. And I did musical theatre for 10 years, actually, from the age of 4 to 14.
Wow.
So imagine that. And I loved it. It developed my confidence. I made some real great friends, that lifelong friends from there. And then it was never really me, the theatre stuff. I mean, I'd love to get into it one day, but I loved soul and I loved R&B. And when I was 14, I was old enough to start understanding what I wanted. And I just broke off from that and started doing my own thing.
That's amazing. And Indigo, I've never known someone from such a young age to know what they want to do and also be good at it and put it out there. Because the first time I met you, you were very young. And I'm sure it was from the singing environment because you were singing.
100.
Yeah. So it was just amazing to see. So I've never known you without music. And
I know.
That's amazing.
That music. And for anyone who doesn't know, me and Snaff. Way back.
Yes, we go way back. Like, honestly, we don't see each other all the time, but the love is always there and genuine. And,
about friendships is that, you don't have to have people in your life constantly to know and understand that it's love. It doesn't need to be like that. It's just when we see each other, like we did the other day, it was just beautiful vibes.
Exactly. And I think like in this time, like friendships, like in our 20s, I feel like there's so much change going on and I feel like your friendship circles can change as well. So it's nice to know when you know people from way back, like they're always there for you. And I can't imagine you, even though I don't see you all the time, I couldn't imagine not having you in my life. It's weird, do you know what I mean? Like I've always known Indigo.
All my know who you are now because you are like us through all my social media. When I said to my friends, I'm going to meet Saffron, they didn't even need to ask who you were because they were like, Saffron.
Oh my gosh. I am your I can't say number one fan, but I am up there in top fans because obviously your mum and your sister are up there, but I would say I'm definitely up there too. Oh my gosh, no, honestly, thank you for that, Indy. And what would you say you've learned like about yourself on your music journey?
Oh, so much. Like, where do I even begin with that? And I think, actually, you know what? Let's start most recently. In lockdown, actually, I think that was a real highlight of my personal growth because I realised things about myself that I think without the lockdown, I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah.
And I really took some time out to develop my self-love. And I think I really found that, like, I went natural for ages, like the whole year. I was just natural, posting no makeup, hair natural. Like I was just loving myself and I still am. But I don't know what clicked for me, but something did. And I think the music really led me to that, And I think you can't really make great music without knowing yourself completely.
That's powerful.
And I do think it's a journey, like that doesn't just come. It is, you know, it comes and goes and it's up and down like a roller coaster. But I think most recently I've really found kind of who I am.
Wow.
But I think just listening to music and understanding that some music makes you feel happy and some music you need when you're sad and some music you need, you know, and you've really got to listen and take what you need from different songs and different artists as you go along.
I love what you said about that, because even like for me, for example, I'll be listening to certain songs that kind of like bring healing to me, and then in another nutshell, songs that make me want to dance and like, you know, get up and out. So it's kind of like wherever you are at, isn't it? And it's amazing how you touched on self-love, because I feel like when it comes to like artists go through like real emotions, real feelings, and it comes out in your music as well. And I think as well, us as listeners, we can tell when it's like authentic. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's amazing that you've been on this journey, like your curly hair, your natural face, like honestly, like, and you're a natural beauty, Indigo. And I think that's also amazing, because I think especially when you're in the public eye, to have someone who's naturally beautiful but doesn't just rely on makeup, but still wears makeup, which is fine. But then people who you influence will look at it and say, you know what, I can still be beautiful and natural, but I can also still be beautiful with makeup. Like, it's not a one-way street.
Yeah, 100%.
So no, that's absolutely amazing.
I really do that as well. Like, I hope that my fans and people who are watching me can take that with them, you know, and kind of look at a role model almost to, you know, eat 100% yourself. And yeah, it's something I definitely want to step into a bit more, is like kind of looking after my fans and, you know, being with them, being a family with them and having those conversations and discussions 100%.
Absolutely. And Indigo, you know what, I actually see you as a role model already. Like, people already say like you're influential, and you inspire me as well. Like, you inspire me to just chase after your goals. And you know what, honestly, going ahead with this podcast, I'd say a part of your influence, like obviously I've had different influences, but you just go for it and you go for your dream. You know, you support yourself, you kind of reach out to the right people. And I think that's important, because nothing, what I was going to say, like, the world doesn't owe us anything, so we have to go out and get it. Yeah,
100%. Definitely.
I remember as well because I showed my grandma your videos, your music videos, and she was like, wow, she's going far. She's working hard, because she understands that, like, it's not easy what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, it may look easy to some people, but it's not easy. Like, you put a lot of work into it. So, what does music mean to you, and what do you love most about music?
I feel like it's such a hard question. Like, what do I love most? I think it's just how it makes me feel. And I've had this conversation with quite a few artists recently, you know, and I think especially in the commercial world, I feel like the music that is there, it doesn't make us feel how we used to feel listening to music, like in different decades, you know, like at this day and age, it's very quick satisfaction, and it's not able for us to get in our feelings and really feel. So I love music that does that to me, makes me think, makes me cry, makes me laugh. Like, all of these different emotions is what we should be taking from music, and of course makes us want to dance and feel good.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like, there's so many artists still out there that's putting their emotions into the music, which enables us as listeners to receive it. And that's definitely something I put into my music. I hope my emotion comes across, because everything I speak is a true life experience that I've felt, and I want people to relate to that. But if we're thinking more technical, I love melody. So I love melody lines and the way people sing high and low, and I love all of that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and then the rhythm and the beat, of course.
Absolutely. I think they're just as important as the lyrics, you know what I mean? Like, because I found when a song's got good lyrics but the melodies aren't that, I'm just like, okay, I can listen to the lyrics, can take it in, but I'm not going to be the type to like put it on repeat, if that makes sense.
I was saying, as well. Like you can break down a song into a few things, like the beat, the melody, the lyrics, and I don't know, something else. What would you put first? Would you put the beat first and then the melody and then the lyrics, or what catches you first?
I think it's the beat first, because oftentimes in some songs the beat does come first. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah.
Sometimes, because I've heard songs recently and I'm like, oh, it's got a good beat, but I have no idea what they're saying.
What they're saying, literally.
Feel good.
Yeah, it's just like feel good music. The beat just carries the emotions by itself, literally. Like, oh no, but I love what you said about that, like how, you want to listen to music that makes you cry, that makes you want to feel. And I think it's all a part of the package. Like, it's so important because I think music, I feel like it's one of the quickest ways to touch people, and to touch people en masse as well, like at one time, because like your voice, Indigo, is being heard by so many people by just putting that one song out, and you just don't know how you're touching people, you know what I mean? Like, you could be helping them through a hard time in their life, through various topics or issues that they're going through, Like, personally, Indigo, like me listening to your music, like you sing with a lot of emotion, from what I've gathered. How do you allow yourself to like go to this place of rawness and authenticity when you are singing even your own songs and covers as well?
Well, as for covers, I make them my own, and I'm very particular about which covers I sing because of that reason. They have to mean something, and that way I take them on and develop them myself, and how I want to portray that feeling. But as for my own music, I think I had no choice, really. Like, my most recent music, I went through something in my life that I didn't know how to process. And down happened, so it's not like I could go to the clubs with my friends and drink it away, or I couldn't talk about it. Really, I was really sitting with my own emotions, and that really forced me to put it down on paper and sing about it. But I'm so grateful for that, because without that moment, I don't think I would have took songwriting how I have been recently.
Absolutely.
Literally no choice. I just poured my heart into the music and really tried to creatively tell my story in ways that people could relate to. But I have no problem with being vulnerable and transparent. It's definitely something I take pride in as an artist, that I'm very open to talk to people. I'm very open to tell my story, and there's not really any secrets here. Like balancing that with still being private can sometimes, like, I'm quite cool with that. I'm okay with telling people my weaknesses and things that go wrong, as much as I am telling people how good things are. So I just think I'm just being me as well.
and that's beautiful, Indigo. Like, the fact that you don't mind being raw and authentic and vulnerable with people, but I think at the same time, like you said, having that balance of still being private, not kind of like telling everything, but like doing it to where you feel safe as well. And because it obviously goes back to still, a lot of people are hearing your music, so it's kind of having that balance of protecting yourself, but also giving your fans what they want to hear, and to be able to touch them as well. Would you say, like, at first, like when you first became an artist, was it hard for you to be vulnerable? Like, when did you kind of figure out that you had to be vulnerable in order to get to a certain place with connecting with your fans and listeners?
I don't think it was something I was ever thinking about. I don't think I need to be a bit more raw with this. I never really thought about it. I just wrote, I just sung, I just did what felt right. And luckily people just connected with that. It's never been I've got to say this kind of thing, or I've got to do it like this. I just was who I was. I think that's just come across like that. Yeah, I didn't really think about it.
And that's amazing, because it shows how genuine you are as an artist, and not only an artist but a person. And coming from myself, who's known you for years, like, you've always been genuine, you've always been yourself. Like, you've never had like a facade, like you've always been in Indigo. Do you know what I mean?
And I feel like Sorry, I will lie. I won't lie.
I won't lie.
That can sometimes be hard, especially in this day and age where, like social media especially try and put you as this type of person. To keep yourself genuine, it can be a challenge sometimes. Like, I have to check myself, and I have people around me who can check me too, to make sure that I'm not swaying into this, as you said, facade of somebody. And I just hope that people along the way tell me about myself if I need to be told, because it is hard. I'm in an industry that kind of categorize people.
I understand.
And stay out of that category as your own person is a challenge at times. But I haven't really faced too many challenges, and I'm just gone with the flow for now, to be honest.
That is very good. I was going to say, so have you had like much critiques, like people like criticizing like how you come across on social media?
To be honest, everything has been so positive, and I think over the last like 2-3 years, I've really stepped into myself. I haven't really, I thought, forget it, like, people are going to judge, they're going to judge, let me just be myself. When I did that, I got so much great response.
Wow.
And everyone seemed to love that. Everyone talks about energy, and I think my energy comes across online, which is great. I can't complain. And then when you meet me in person, I hope that just gets solidified. Do you know what I mean?
You're the same online as you are offline. So, and that's very rare, And what I love about how you come across about on social media, like you do a lot of videos. So like people don't only just see pictures of you and your music videos, but they see actually you as well. Like you just talking about, your next single coming up or your EP, like you do talk about that. So that's what I love, and people can see the kind of person you are.
Well, in fact, I'll try to do more of that talking stuff and see if people like it. Who knows?
I mean, I know you've already covered a bit of this, but this is more. So when did you actually, I know you've been singing for like years and from a young age, but when did you actually come to the realization that you could sing? And also, did you ever struggle with imposter syndrome?
What's imposter syndrome?
So imposter syndrome is when you can do something and people have told you that you can do it, but you don't actually believe it. Like you could be
God, I have that right.
Still have that. Right.
I have this habit of, I don't know what my problem is, but sometimes I feel like I can't do something, and that sometimes I shut down and don't do it. I don't know. I definitely have elements of that still. When I could sing though, I feel like I could sing before I could do anything else, to be honest. It's so long ago. And to be honest, I don't even have my early memories of Pia. I see videos and pictures and stuff that mom and dad used to take of me. And that, like, I've been doing this a long time. Like, with I would put on a nice outfit, and I'd go downstairs. We had a karaoke machine, dancing, and I would, do the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually, long time.
I can actually picture that, because I remember when you were younger, you used to always have your hair like to the side, and it would like come down, or even like in the long plaits. Like I could just see, that's a beautiful vision that I'm seeing. But no, that's So do you remember the first person who told you you could sing? Like the first person who like kind of affirmed your gift, your singing gift?
Well, I'd say if we step out of like the childhood, when I started becoming more professional, so to speak, I think that was my vocal coach. Like my vocal coach, girl, you've got something here. Like you can do this. Like really do this. And in my development, she was very particular on growing that confidence more so than my actual ability. She was like, you need to be confident first, and we'll focus on the singing after. And that kind of just really helped me be who I am, I think. That confidence on stage, that confidence behind the camera, even that confidence as a person. So I'd say my vocal coach was a huge part of the start of my growth as an artist.
Okay, as an artist.
Yeah, because like I mentioned earlier, I was always really, and from 4, that's such a young age, like I don't remember that at all.
4 is like, I'm sure that's like before you get to like primary school or like even like reception year. Yeah. And that's like a lot of us don't remember way back when, you know what I mean? So, but I find it interesting how your vocal coach said to work on your confidence first and then the singing. Like that's a very interesting thing for me. I never would have thought, because obviously I suppose your confidence kind of would improve your singing, wouldn't it? And like how powerful you come across.
To try things and being confident enough not to shy away from your voice. Now in hindsight, that's definitely like I'm glad I did that. It did it that way around, because who knows, that confidence could have just been delayed if I spent too much time working on my actual voice.
That is so true. And with you as well, I've seen through your journey, like Indigo, your confidence has grown, and you're not confident in like a cocky way or ego, like you know, like I really like, you know, someone who's very like cocky and, you know, prideful. Like your confidence with like you still got like a balanced personality, you're still grounded and humble, which is what I love. Like I feel like confidence and humility is so important, and I think true confidence anyway is rooted in humility, you know.
There is a line between confidence and cockiness, and to know what side you're on is really important. You know, you can be confident and the confidence kind of shines within, whereas the cockiness is all on the outside.
Yeah, I love that because cockiness actually, when you look deeper to it, there's a lot of insecurity through cockiness, whereas confidence is self-assured. You're very like self-love, you know. And so what advice, Indigo, would you give to other aspiring singers who are too scared to come out you know, and sing?
I think, you know, you've just got to really have a word with yourself and ask yourself, what is it that you want? And to get a lot of practice in. Like, don't think your first thing you need to do is get on a stage and sing to 50 people, because that's just unrealistic. But singing to your parents or people who look after you, singing to your friends, that is really how you gain your confidence, because actually they're the people you feel most safe around, but they can also be your toughest crowd. And I think for me, when I sing intimate shows where it's a small amount of people, I find those so much more intimidating than the big crowds, because they're so close. You can see their facial expressions, and all of them, 9 times out of 10, are wanting to be there. So there's an additional pressure of, okay, you got to make this even more great for those people who came through. So yeah, I think just practice, just believe in yourself, and take it slow. There's no rush to this. You know, everyone's got their own pace. Everyone's different, and just take it at your own pace, I'd say.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And like everyone's journey is different. Like for example, like you compared to another singer, like how you get to where you are, it's completely different in 2 completely different journeys. So I love that. And like you said earlier before, it is about confidence as well, having confidence in yourself, in your own voice, and, you know, not to compare yourself to others as well. Because I can imagine as like new singers who come up, they're like thinking, oh my gosh, that person has such a beautiful voice, like I don't sound like them. But you don't have to sound like them, do you really? No. Yeah.
And I've battled with that as well myself, and I think it's only natural for artists and musicians to do that. Is compare, you know, it is a natural human instinct to compare. But I think you've just got to remind yourself that you've been made different for a reason. You sing different for a reason, and you just got to find your strengths in that. So for me, I feel like my lyrical ability is a strength. Like my lower tones and the tone of my voice is a strength, and, you know, playing to those things will just benefit you in the long run, instead of trying to be like somebody else, because that's their strength, might not be yours.
Absolutely. No, thank you for that, Indigo. How important do you think being relevant is, and how do you remain relevant?
It's that dreaded word that all of us artists hate, which is consistency.
Oh, yeah.
You just gotta be present to be able to like you've got to be there. You've got to, whether that's posting, whether that's commenting to your fans, talking to them, whether that's showing up to events, even if you're not singing, you just got to be around. You got to be in people's faces in a way that you're also supporting them as well as expecting the support back. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really do try my hardest, even in my busy schedule, to show up to people's shows, and even when I'm not singing or when I haven't been booked, or to do things, to do favors, and, you know, to really play my part back. And I think, you know, it's, as an artist, you kind of got a duty to, you're a team at the end of the day. All of you guys are in this together, and you've got to show that kind of musicianship, you know, as you go along. And that helps with the relevancy. But also, I just think, keep putting music out. I know I've been a bit slower with that myself. But, you know, when you start finding your flow, try and stay on that flow as best you can.
Indigo, how have you been slow with that? You've been popping out singles left, right, and centre this year. Like, I don't understand.
Out to other artists.
Yeah, see, there it comes again, which is completely natural. But I think you're doing so well. Maybe because I'm not an artist myself, but even like when I see other artists and like what you're doing, like you're staying very relevant and you're very consistent, and that's what's helping. Like, you have more people supporting you, more listeners, more fans. Like, I think your work ethic is incredible. Like, I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit.
Maybe that's true, but thank you very much.
Do you feel like that it's important to kind of, as much as you know what your fans want, kind of like to still stay true to yourself and still kind of just give out what you think is authentic to you and true to your brand or your, you know?
I think right now, because I'm in such early stages of my career, I think my best way is to be who I am first.
Yes,
absolutely. And I think, you know, I'm in a place now where people are connecting with me because I am who I am, not because I'm being someone else. And those people, you know, once they connect, they will stay with you. I hope they stay with me for the rest of my journey. But I mean, I'm quite open to music, so I really can see my career in a way that I end up on all kinds of genres. So maybe I'm on a rock song and I'm on a pop song and I'm on a rap song. Like, I can see myself being very versatile, working with musicians from all over in their own right. I want to work with people from Japan or from, I don't know, you, Spanish artists, who knows? Like, I really want to spread my wings and just get creative. And I think that's because I love this. I know it's a business and I know it's a job, but I do also love it. So I'm going to try and get my hands in all those pots where I can. So you might see some crazy stuff from me in the future. Who knows?
I would love that. I'd love to see you on like a rock song. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. And a reggae tune. That would be nice.
I mean, I've been asked a few times for a reggae tune. Just things fell apart, or we're still connected. Was gonna happen, so who knows, it might still.
And you know what, Indigo, like timing, like everything happens at the right time. Like, but I think that's amazing how you don't mind going through different genres. Because I remember hearing you in an interview before, you said that, you know, Beyonce is an inspiration to you, and you said because she does do different genres and she does well in all of them. And I think that's also what helps keep you relevant as well, and you can reach more people as well through your music. Oh, thank you. Yeah. What is the legacy you wish to leave in this world?
Wow, just to think that I could have that opportunity and leave a legacy is just beautiful. I don't quite know right now. I really don't know right now what that is. And I think right now, okay, then if we're talking about now, if I was to leave tomorrow, it would be staying true to you. Yeah. And that sounds very generic because I know lots of people say that, but because I feel like I'm really beginning to know who I am. I know how good that feels, and that would be it for now.
Absolutely.
But I mean, journey. I just want to inspire the youth, inspire the people coming up after me, and connect with people of all ages with my music. and make friends out of this at the end of the day as well, and just make great music, man. I don't know.
I love that. And, you know, even that in itself, like, that's an authentic answer, like not kind of giving it, you know, oh yeah, I want to leave all of these inspirational talks or whatnot. But you said just staying true to you and, you know, being genuine to yourself. And I think, like you said, it is said a lot like, oh, you know, I want to be genuine, I'm this. But actually, to actually live it and to walk it, it's a very real thing, and like you go through so much different challenges trying to be that as well, but it's very important.
I think one legacy I will leave is my smile, because everyone.
Yes, you have the best smile. Honestly, literally,
I've been in so much, but yeah, my smile behind.
Yes, everyone who knows you, you're always smiling, you know, come rain or sunshine, literally outside. You're always smiling, literally, you know, during lockdown you were smiling, post lockdown, you know, smiling and still going hard, you know.
You're a smiler as well.
Oh, you know what, it's so true. You know, someone was doing pictures of me I think it was 2 weeks ago, and they said to me I needed to do a serious look, and I just really struggled. I can't imagine you do that.
I
know, it was so hard because even when I was doing it serious, I was still smiling. Can you do like serious portraits?
Yeah, but I think I've mastered my like model serious face.
Yes. It's true, because when I see pictures of you serious, like you look completely flawless, but like anyone who like speaks to you, they'll know like you rarely you're not a serious paced person, literally. Oh, but Indigo, thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure. Honestly, it's been humbling and just kind of like inspiring to have you. You know, you're someone that you've done a lot, and I wouldn't say you're only young, because actually, you know, who is only young, quote unquote, but you've done a lot in your time, and I think you've inspired so many already, and I look forward to seeing your journey continue. And for those out there, you can find Indigo on Indigo Marshall on all platforms, right? So like Instagram, Twitter.
Emma Official is my actual app, but if you just type Marshall anywhere, I'm sure you will find something.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Indigo.
Having me.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard, it doesn't have to stop here. Check out our Instagram @_ponder on that with Saffron, and our Twitter page @podcast_ponder. Feel free to follow us for more inspiration and goodness.